when my friends would complain about dating, I was like, man, this guy, boom, 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 this is what happened. Then I actually came home and experienced. I said, boy, it ain't nothing out here, because this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with multiple men who claim they're monogamous, and they might not be. They might be into polygamy. You're dealing with guys who want to say they're
DL.
Yeah, well, not say they're DL, but they on the DL.
They on the DL.
So they dating a guy somewhere.
All right, welcome to the show, you guys. Welcome to Secrets of the Mind of a Man, where we talk about how men think when it comes to dating, relationships, and love. And I'm your man, KTJ, former men's counselor turned love coach. And this is our show today. We're talking about it, dating in Atlanta. This is a hot topic, dating in Atlanta. I've seen other creators out there doing stories on dating in Atlanta, and they live in Africa. Look, you need somebody, if you want to have somebody talk about dating in Atlanta, you need to have somebody who lives in Atlanta talking about dating in Atlanta. And that's what we're doing here today. And so I got my girl, Chanel Scott. She's a great voice out here. She actually lives here in Atlanta as well as I do. And so I know her personally. And she has this show with Josh, former NBA player. And it's a pretty good show. But she's talking about dating in Atlanta, and she has a young lady on the line. So here's what I want to do, you guys. I want to bring a little bit more clarity to this dating in Atlanta. I'm going to run the video, and then I want to talk about the realness as to, is it really hard to date in Atlanta? Because I got some real facts, not just this conjecture. All right, here we go. So it's my girl, Chanel. She's doing her thing. Proud of her. And this is her show.
And then you're dealing with just the guys, the masses, the ones who want all the girls.
Yes, the men who date Sheila, Jackie, Kim.
The one who's selling these dreams.
I
like they need to stop selling these dreams.
Cool with it or you ain't.
All right, so this is the top. This is the video from the top. And she is obviously interviewing this young woman. I don't know who she is. How she ended up on the show, but they're interviewing her. I guess her name is Alexia, Big Lex. Yes, and she's a guest on their show. So here she is.
I think it's hard to date in Atlanta. I think that for me, I never really had to date in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I was always in something when I was overseas. So when my friends would complain about dating, I was like, man, this guy, boom, 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 this is what happened. Then I actually came home and experienced. I said, boy, it ain't nothing out here, because this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with multiple men who claim they're monogamous, and they might not be. They might be into polygamy. You're dealing with guys who want to say they're
DL.
Yeah, well, not say they're DL, but they on the DL.
They on the DL.
So they dating a guy somewhere. And then you're dealing with just the guys, the masses, the ones who want all the girls.
Yes, the men who date Sheila, Jackie, Kim.
The one who's selling these dreams. I said they need to stop selling these dreams.
Cool with it or you ain't.
Okay. So they talk about men out here selling their dreams and all of this. And I can tell you, as a dating coach here in Atlanta, it is challenging for a lot of women. Dating, it's more challenging for the ladies than it is for the men. Here's the fact: there's way more men who are available, and the men know that what the scale is looking like. I know one guy personally. I know this guy who he said he went up to the lady was telling me the story. She said she went out to lunch with her girlfriend. They're sitting at one of those high top tables. This guy literally comes over to speak to them, have some conversation with them. And he said he pulled out his business cards and gave both of them his business cards and was like, one of y'all call me. It don't matter which one. and he kind of walked off. And they were like, I can't believe this guy, he didn't even really like pursue one of us. He was just like, hey, it doesn't matter. Here's my number. Take it. Right? She told me that story, and I bet you one of them kept his number. Because it's just like that out here for a heterosexual man in the dating market. It is a bonanza. It's a feast. It is all you can eat and all you can consume bar out here for the single successful man in Atlanta. I'm just letting you know that. So and let me tell you this too. Being in Atlanta, the ladies who come to Atlanta, They come, look, wherever they came from, they were the star of the show, the belle of the ball where they came from. When they get here, they realize you was a 10 where you came from, but here you might be like a 5.5 because there's so many 10s. There's so many options and so many possibilities available with all kinds of women. Tall, short, fat, skinny, thick, thin, or everything. And so a lot of ladies, when they move from out of town, like this lady did, move from out of the go. It sounds like she's actually from here. She moves out of town and come back and realize, wait a minute, I don't have the advantage here. I don't have the advantage here because now I have to compete with all the other women. Let's hear it.
I just think it's hard to date in Atlanta. I think that for me, I never really had to date in Atlanta.
So stop right there, right? She thinks it's hard to date in Atlanta because she never really had to date in Atlanta when she was here. But she went away and came back and saw it's different.
Atlanta. I was always in something when I was overseas. So when my friends would complain about dating, I was like, man, this guy, boom, 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 this is what happened. Then I actually came home and experienced. I said, boy, it ain't nothing out here because this is what you're dealing with.
So this is her assessment of what you're dealing with. Now, I actually got to have some facts that say differently. I'm gonna let her rock, and then I'm gonna give you all these facts.
You're dealing with multiple men who claim they're monogamous.
Claim they're monogamous. What does that mean? Claim that they only want one woman. Did you ask him that, or are you assuming that?
And they might not be. They might be into polygamy.
Multiple women.
You're dealing with guys who want to say they're
DL.
Yeah, well, not say they're DL, but they on the DL.
They on the DL.
So they date.
Okay. See, look, you see this guy's face right here, Josh? He knows that that's true. Let me tell you something. I know that that's true. I have never been hit on by so many guys in my whole life than I have living in Atlanta. I'm going to just be honest. See that face he got? That's that same face I had. Never been hit on by so many men in Atlanta. It's just like that. This dude followed me around a store one time. It's literally like that. I was like, my man, I don't swing that way. Keep it pushing. Let's keep going on this.
In a guy somewhere. And then you're dealing with just the guys.
There's a lot of dudes here on the DL too. As I host these live events and these live platforms, and I'm looking for guys to come up to, heterosexual guys. I asked 3 questions. I asked them, are you single? This is before I put them on my platform. Are you single? Are you unattached? And do you only date women? So a lot of men can answer the first 2, and they a little weak on that last one. Funny enough, that's how it is, though. That's how it is. Welcome to Atlanta, buddy.
The masses, the ones who want all the girls.
Yes, the men who date Sheila, Jackie, Kim.
The one who's selling these dreams.
And
I said they need to stop selling these dreams.
Do men need to stop selling dreams? So what she's saying is men just need to be more honest about what you want. If you want multiple women, say it. If you only want to date one woman, say it. Whatever it is, just say it. So you can have what you want, but you just got to be upfront and honest. All right. Look, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I got more of these coming. You know what? Hold on. Before I pop out of here, let me see if I can bring up this. I forgot to put up my statistic. Let me see if I can grab it, y'all, because I really want y'all to see that Atlanta is actually a great place for dating. Look, having said all that, look at this. I don't want to leave before we see this. This Georgia ranked amongst the best in U.S. cities for singles looking for love. After hearing everything she just said, look at this. It ranks on the top. All right, so here's what it is. If you're single and looking for love, you might want to consider moving to larger city. You don't have to move here. The traffic is horrendous. You don't want that. Atlanta ranks number 2 in best and worst cities for singles in 2020, according to Wallet Hub. So Wallet Hub is the personal finance website, and they compared 182 cities using 32 key indicators, including the share of available singles, the number of local attractions, and average cost of two-person restaurant meals. So that's what the criteria was. And they found that Atlanta nabbed the number 3 spot for fun and recreation, and number 9 spot for dating opportunities. So overall, number 2 on the best and worst cities list in 2020. So listen, this is your information. I wanted to give y'all some information.